Hey guys, Mrs. Berry here. Today I will show you how to properly format a paper using MLA formatting. A full breakdown on MLA formatting can be found at owl.english.purdue.edu. Be sure to reference this page as often as necessary. MLA stands for Modern Language Association, and it is the style that is most commonly used to write papers and cite sources within the studies of liberal arts and humanities. These areas of study include philosophy, English, political science, and history, to name a few. The general guidelines are located on this page here. Briefly stated, papers should be typed on a computer and printed on 8.5 by 11-inch paper. Line spacing should be at 2.0 or double spaced throughout the entire paper. The most acceptable font styles are Times New Roman, Calibri, and Arial. Font size needs to be 12 inches. You must use 1-inch margins on all sides of your page. It is required that you indent the first line of each of your paragraphs. A header containing your last name and page number must be added to the top right-hand corner of each page. I will be using Microsoft Word 2010 to demonstrate how to begin your formatting. I have a document here that I created in an English course several years back. I will create a new one to demonstrate how to navigate the toolbar. So I will open up a new document. First, I need to ensure that my toolbar is all set. I will begin by going to the toolbar section under the Home tab that says Font. I'm going to click on the down arrow to select a font style. I prefer to use Arial. Next, I will click on the down arrow that allows me to select a font size. As stated, I must use a size 12 font. Now, I will click on the line, paragraph, and spacing button in the paragraph section and choose 2.0, also known as double spaced. I also want to go back to that button and make sure that I am not adding space before or after paragraphs. So I want to check to make sure that the add space before and after paragraph statements are still in place and not click on them, as that will cause the space to be added. I will begin by left justifying my margins, which is this button here. It aligns my text to the left. And I will type my first and last name. Next, I will type the name of my instructor. Then I will add my course title. And finally, I will include the date. Now, before I include my title, I want to make sure to go back to the paragraph section and click the button that allows me to center my title. I'm going to entitle this webcast. I will need to revisit the paragraph section when I'm ready to begin typing to make sure that my alignment is left justified again. Before I begin typing, I'm going to press the Tab button on my keyboard. Note that pressing Tab is the equivalent of pressing the spacebar 5 times. Pressing the Tab button is quicker though. MLA formatting requires that you press Tab before each new paragraph. Let's backtrack for a moment to the inclusion of page numbers and your last name at the top right-hand corner of each page. You will click on the Insert tab. In the section labeled Header and Footer, you will click on the Page Number button. Highlight the top of page prompt and go down to plain number 3 and click it. At this time, you will type your last name and include 2 spacebar spaces. Then you can close your header and footer and be aware that every time you need to add a new page, it will automatically populate your last name and the new page number. Now you're ready to type. So let's go back to the paper I showed you earlier that I completed for another course. Notice that I have included my first and last name. I used to go by my birth certificate name at that time, followed by my instructor name, the course title, and the date that the paper was being completed. The title of my paper is centered as directed in the instructions, and you'll notice that each paragraph begins with a tab space. I'm noticing that for some reason I forgot to put my last name here, so I want to go ahead and go to Insert. I'm going to go to Page Number. Top of page margin, top of page, excuse me, is highlighted. Go down to plain number 3, and now I can include my last name and close it out. For citation information, you can go ahead and refer back to the Purdue website, and you're ready to begin. Thanks for watching.